Motherfucking mini episode. Mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode.
My mama told me. Niggas get shot every day. B, eat you some soup. You tough, right? Welcome, little mamas and Gentiles alike, to another phenomenal episode of My Momma Told Me,
the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories.
And we finally work to prove the conspiracies of you, the listener. It's a motherfucking mini episode.
It's one of them teeny tiny motherfuckers. Them little bitches. You know what I mean?
Come on, put it in your pocket, take it home.
Come on. We not gonna take up your whole day with this shit.
Just a hit.
Just a little taste.
Come on, baby. First one's free.
You're not a crack fiend yet. If you only listen to the minis, you're not a crack fiend.
You will not suck dick for a mini episode.
No, you're like that Harvard professor who said, I smoke a little crack every day.
Yeah, a little every day. He's still a professor.
He's like, I do my job well. I smoke a little crack. You don't have to get addicted if you don't want to. And I myself do not want to.
Here's a question. And I have spoken out on the subject before. Do you think there is a level of hard drugs where they are a performance enhancement? Like, do you think there's a level where it can be contained and you can be a function and it makes you better than you would be sober?
I'll be honest. I think the distance between crack cocaine and that limitless pill it's tiny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's like a taint's worth of space between those two powerful drugs.
Bro, I mean, every drug, that's the thing, you feel amazing. I feel like every drug you do, whether it's weed or caffeine or alcohol or cocaine or whatever it is, every drug, the positive about it is that you feel like you could be you see a better version of yourself.
Dog,
you know what I'm saying? You take that Molly in for a second, you're like, I could just be like this.
People be on drugs and they're thin and they're strong. Do you know what I mean?
Come on.
Crackheads are strong.
Resilient.
Strong people.
It's a resilient people.
They can move and shake. They'll talk to anybody. You know what I mean? You ain't worried.
Confident?
There's no shy crackheads.
No,
they're an outgoing bunch.
I've never seen a crackhead looking down at his shoes once. They look you in the eye when they talk to you.
Yeah, ain't no aw shucks, Mr. Crackheads.
Yeah, there's no, you're not gonna have to worry about old crackhead anymore.
Nah, these motherfuckers believe in themselves, and that's a superpower in and of itself.
Bro, how sad would you be if you got off crack and you became like your professional life got better, but your personal life went to ruins?
Right.
Like you come off crack, now you can't keep a woman. All of a sudden, you ain't got a girlfriend. You smoke a rock, you had three of them. You had a partner. Because that's a strong love. That's a strong love.
The crack gave you that certain je ne sais quoi, you know what I mean? And you just ain't got that no more. And now bitches are leaving your life, and that's sad.
That would be a worry for me if I was on crack. Like, what if I can't get any, you know what I mean?
Now here's what I will say about crack. If there is anything negative to say about it, I think what it steals from you is discernment. Right? That like part of what gives you that je ne sais quoi that you have on crack is that you completely lack discernment and you'll literally fuck anything that moves. And that I think has to be some relief where you're like, all right, maybe I'm not keeping love in my life, but I'm certainly also not like fucking the worst looking person on the planet.
Right. That has gotta be tough. That's got to be, because they're outside too. They see other people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They know the difference.
Yeah.
Ain't no crackhead being like, no, her personality makes her outshine even the baddest bitches. It's like, no, he knows what he's into.
Yeah. This is the closest approximation. That's tough, man. It would be tough to get off crack and lose your mojo. But that also being said, I think the problem with crack is that it takes down people who have that naturally, and then because you ever heard of stories of like dudes becoming like in jail, he's that dude. Like cleans up and then he's in jail and then all of a sudden he's running shit and all that, and then only to come back to crack and have their lives ruined when they get out.
Yeah, it that transition is tragic of like somebody who fully gets consumed by it in a way that and that's the tragedy of maybe all superpowers. That is the Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. You have to do a manageable amount of crack. You can't.
The crack is the power.
It's the power. But you got to be responsible, man.
You just can't. Yeah, you want to smoke crack all day, every day. Maybe just do it to go pick up the kids.
Buddy.
Or before that interview. You know what I mean?
You got a big interview coming up.
Come on.
We're talking $16 more an hour than you were making at the old job. This is a big thing for you. Smoke a little crack.
Come on, because you're out here, you want to smoke crack to relax. That's selfish.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Do you know what I mean? Green Lantern takes the ring off when he's going to lounge by the pool.
Exactly. You're trying to keep the ring on all day.
That's nuts.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. No.
Just gotta have
it's got to charge, baby. You got to charge. It's got to charge. Don't do it.
You need to know where you're at, because ultimately you are not the you are that you are on crack. For better or worse, that's not you. You need to check in with you sometimes.
That's true of every drug. That's not a personal attack, crackheads. We don't want you to feel like, oh, crack only changed you. No, every drug changes you, and that's the whole reason we take the shit. But you have to do a manageable amount of it. And unfortunately, too many of you are eager to become crackheads rather than crack thinkers.
You don't want to be a crackhead. You want to be a crack mind.
No, brother. I'm only cracking spirit. I ain't. I don't believe in crack. I'm spiritual with crack.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're listening, so I think what we've learned here is like, if you're an outgoing, vivacious, active member of whatever community you ascribe to, don't try crack. If you're a loser, you don't got no friends, you ain't got no pussy.
Give it a little taste.
Think about it a little bit.
Just go ahead. Just a taste. Why not?
Come
on. I definitely have heard people say that thing of like, oh, when I get older, I'm gonna do a bunch of drugs, like hard fucking drugs to just experience it before I die. And I've always wondered how I feel about that. I'm not 100% sure that it feels like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But being in a candy cane shaped body doesn't feel like I'll really get to experience the joy that it was meant to be. Does that make sense?
Well, part of me feel like maybe the physical limitations are the limitations you need to be able to enjoy it and not go out and kill somebody.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying? Like maybe that's the restriction you need to be able to enjoy it truthfully. I will say the way I feel about when people say that is like, whatever. You're just trying to be like, man, I don't know. We've talked about it before. In my opinion, I have tried enough drugs and had enough good and bad experiences that I landed along at the point of they are just drugs, man. It's like, ain't nothing crazy going on. I mean, I guess you can feel closer to things that you could probably find a way to feel close to anyways. Like when we were talking about hallucinogens.
Yeah.
And you were saying how like you had that epiphany, but also it's that is something that you could have come to anyways.
Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about that on the pod or if we were just hanging out, but we were saying that that I once did, or I was saying I once did mushrooms with my buddy, and we were walking around this like open track. It was like an outdoor track, and we were just on mushrooms watching people run outside. And I had like this crazy epiphany at how, at what felt like crazy at the time, at how like everybody's body is completely different, and that the absurdity of any of us trying to mimic another person's form is it's silly. It's insane. There's no way you can shape you like I shape me. And there's something beautiful in us just accepting those different forms. And then I sobered up and I was like, oh nigga, that's just body positivity.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Man, there's been so many times when I've been on drugs and thought I unlocked it just to come and be like, oh yeah, family's really important.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, maybe money isn't everything. Getting famous will make you happy. None of this shit is deep.
It's not something you couldn't have found just by like reading more and communicating with smarter people. It's right. Not. This is all within reach for all of us. We just we want it quicker, I guess, or we want it with less vulnerability. Maybe that's a better way of thinking about it.
I think that's it. I think it's also a lot easier to think that it is profound because it's something that you come upon in like more of a ritualized way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to trip real hard, you prepare for that, right? Whereas like if you're just taking a walk and you realize that all bodies are different, that doesn't seem as profound. And I think that's the issue with drugs a lot, is that within the preparation, that's where you and maybe that's the positivity of it, right? Is that you need to slow things down, or you need to focus in that way on the one thing.
And I do think, to your point, it's not profoundness simply for the title. I think people are seeking more meaning in their lives all the time, but I think it's embarrassing to seek them out in traditional ways. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
What do you mean by traditional?
I think it's embarrassing for a lot of people to learn as an adult. Do you know what I mean? Like where they go like, I didn't know that, and I'm sorry I said that thing, or wasn't, fully connecting with your experience in this or that way. I think people fucking have a hard time going the route of being a person just receiving the world differently. And so in that way, if I smoke a little crack, I can skip a bunch of embarrassing steps to get to that euphoria, revelation, whatever it is.
I agree with you. I wish that the drug, because I have a problem with that, right? I think that adult life often requires a lot of answers for you that you don't have, particularly when they're needed. So you find a way to fill that gap as quick as possible because you have to keep living. You have to have, what is this? I don't know anything about this, but I have to have an opinion and I have to figure out how to do this to help my life or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing I wish that drugs did then is like, I'll never eat mushrooms and want to sign up for a fucking creative writing class. I want to be high in the park. It doesn't lead me to those new experiences that will open up, kind of making myself better.
In your opinion, it doesn't activate you. It only encourages you to replicate that feeling via the drugs once again.
Mm-hmm. Or it makes me become self-important and think I figured it out. And I think that's, if you're, for some people, right? For some people, truly they're iconoclasts and whatever. But if everybody, and I'm saying this as a lifelong contrarian, if everybody's over here and you're over here, a lot of times you're not right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's 100% true. I think you might be right in some technical sense that you've landed on, but the right, and this is, the frustrating thing about all the ways that we approach like politics and culture and all of these things in this country is we stamp this morality on correctness. And the truth is, correctness is more rooted in a shared agreement than it is on like some right and wrong ass spectrum.
Right. That's why it's like hard to like, that's why when it's like you like the culture wars are crazy because it's just our culture. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about that over there or wherever.
No.
Like it's like it's just of the time. You could have been take a completely morally upstanding person 200 years ago. They were still on board for some shit that we find atrocious, but at the time they were progressive. So it's like if these things like change in that way, then what are we trying to go to war with everybody about for this thing that, you know what I mean, that we're not even sure is going to be in vogue, you know?
Yeah, truly.
And that's why I want to say the R word on here more.
That's why I'm about to become a bigot. I'm really about to dig into some bigotry because I could be worse.
I do think that is the weird thing about it. And it's like, I was thinking about this. We can get into the email at any point. I was thinking about this just like, I was thinking about this and I was wondering what you would think about it. I was thinking about like the idea of culture wars and stuff like that. And like, what do you think the percentage of people who are doing these things to be fashionable is? Who are holding these opinions or going so hard on whatever the other team is? What percentage of that is like people just trying to be in vogue?
95%.
Nigga, that's what it feels like to me. That like, that in my heart is what it feels like. And then you're like, okay, well then this is all never gonna get figured out. And probably how it always was on some topic or another forever and ever, right?
No, I truly believe 95%. Even not just people on television. Like I don't even want to limit it.
No, I'm talking about just life.
Like in life, I do not think most people stand for much of anything. Do you know what I mean? And not even in a pejorative way. I think like literally life is hard. The very like act of existing is such a challenge for most people that you don't even have time to like be sitting back and truly like forming finished thoughts on right and wrong, morality, whatever the fuck, based on, you know, politics, traditions. Nobody believes any of this shit. Alternatively, a lot of people pretend to, and it's going to keep us in a cycle of poisoning each other, you know, for entertainment. I mean,
that's what I feel like the internet is. All podcasts except for ours. Like, it's like, and any other one I'm associated with, I still have to give money, y'all. But like, I was just like, because I told you I went down that Dr. Umar road, and then I was just like, and then once you get that, you kind of get into that space, especially via TikTok, which I'm out of there. You just start to get, I started to get like Jordan Peterson and shit. And it's just like, it's just, or David Goggins and shit like that. And it's just confidence, man. We all just want to belong. Everybody's selling you something, man. I don't really believe much of most of these people. That's why I'm not trying to tell y'all to get better, man. I don't give a shit. I don't know.
I mean, if anything, I think that's the beauty of what we've established on this podcast is we tell you all every week that we don't know or believe none of this shit. This is, we're not presenting these conspiracies and being like, I stand firm in any of it, nor are we saying it's all a lie. It's just, we're entertained by the very conversation, by the deep dive inside of it. It is not, this ain't this is not something you should be investing your true beliefs in. You should not be listening to us. We're fucking idiots and we're having a great time.
Which is trash on our part, because the way you get the money is you tell people you have an answer or you have an underlying, like I was thinking about that. I've been really thinking this last week. I think it's because I was smoking a lot of weed. I was thinking about like the idea of like selling out culturally, like profiting off of like tragedy porn of your culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, these people aren't doing this to seek an answer or anything like that. They're just like, they know white liberals will eat it up. You know what I mean?
Truly.
So it's like, I'm gonna write a fucking movie about goddamn Sierra Leone. I gotta get paid.
There's those two black dudes that got in trouble one time, and then it's like Slim and the Brain or some bullshit. I don't remember.
Star and Buckwild?
No, Fresh and Fit. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm aware of their demise because, like I said, I ain't shit either. I want to see the destruction of some.
They really just went on this insane journey of like y'all were cornballs and y'all were corny with the wrong women, and the shit circulated. You got embarrassed, and you were like, "Fuck it, I hate niggers."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they trended one time in a way that was like negative towards their race, and they were like, "That fine, that's the whole thing now."
I think that's what happens when you get embarrassed a lot of times and you have too much ego. I think a lot of racism is probably rooted in some guy just getting embarrassed.
Bro, I'll be honest.
I probably started a few people on their journey, I'm sure.
Not even on some race shit. I've been embarrassed in places where I just think from now on, I hate all y'all niggas. Do you know what I mean? Like it isn't even racial. I've had bad experiences where like I used to do like travel between schools to sort of like do this poetry after school program, right? So I would be like at multiple middle schools.
Oh, that got embarrassing for you?
No, hear me out.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you. Wait a minute. Fuck you. I didn't process the joke fast. And so I thought I was carrying on. And instead, I now know I'm the butt of that joke. Wait a goddamn minute. I had a respectable career before this.
No, I worked at the car wash. You got it.
I taught children to connect with themselves. I'm a proud man. But I had to travel between these various like middle schools to do this after school poetry program. And there was this one school that I will not forget in fucking Brooklyn that like multiple times kids in there like roasted me, fucking, you know what I mean? Like really ignored me, made me feel a small that I'll never get back to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So fuck y'all. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck this whole facility. I don't give a shit about you. I hope y'all all die at Best Buy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel that way. So if I associate that with Cambodians, that's just how I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's facts. That's facts. And that's like, it's not good, obviously. I'm not saying that it's good, but that is real. I think that like, so much of this shit is based in that. It's just like, oh, they got on you one time. They got on your head, and if that's not your culture, that's really difficult, or you were new here or some shit like that. And then now it's like MAGA till the wheels fall off.
Exactly. They hurt my feelings in Brooklyn, and now a little piece of me, every time I meet a New York nigga, I'd be like, man, fuck y'all New York niggas. I don't fuck with y'all. Because you make babies like that. We need to take a break. We need to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to do a voicemail. We got a voicemail from somebody, and we're really excited to hear all of their problematic, beautiful thoughts. So take a break. Go get yourself a sip of OJ, and then come on back for more My Momma Told Me.
Do you drink orange juice?
No, I don't drink any juice.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like a club soda guy.
Yeah, I haven't had juice sincerely in years.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you grow up on juice?
Mm-hmm. Like a real fucking sick. We were running through that shit constantly, and I think when I got older and my body started changing, I was like, all right, well, if I got to start somewhere, I got to chill on juice.
I think it does a lot of damage.
It's literally just injecting syrup into your into your veins.
Oh man, yeah.
Niggas are dying from juice.
I got the juice foot.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna go out that way.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I hope somebody. I don't want to go out sick. I'd rather somebody kill me. It is like you can't. I feel like if somebody kills you, they can't shit on your name too much unless you were going crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? If somebody kills you, it's 95% of the time pretty tragic.
Yeah, no, that's what makes this United Health CEO so fascinating. Is almost everybody is like, kill that nigga.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. We were talking about it and my girl was like, somebody probably loves him. And I was like, I don't think that even negates it.
No,
I don't think that even matters. And that comes off callous or whatever. Yeah, somebody does probably love him. That was evil. That's an evil. That's
an evil motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard for me to find the tragedy in it, which is dark. It seems like it's hard for America to find the tragedy in it. Everybody trying to suck Luigi's dick.
Yeah, get off his dick a little bit.
I don't remember that guy. I don't remember the CEO's name. I know Luigi Mangione.
Man, Luigi is going crazy right now.
Olivia said, don't talk about my boyfriend like that. He's going nuts.
I've never seen this type of popularity.
I've never seen it that fast either. It's like Ted Bundy effect or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's like immediate. He never got villainized.
No. And it's across racial lines. Do you know what I mean? It's across class lines in some weird way where like even I saw like corporations kind of like tagging in with like a little joke. It's like, yo, you can't do that.
That's
your friend.
This might be the most dystopian shit we've had happen.
Or
like the biggest sign of it.
A fucking assassin. And
we're just like, yeah, that's how bad shit is. We're like, yeah.
He's the best guy.
Yeah.
Free him. That's what everybody keeps saying.
I see bitches posting he's innocent. Which maybe he is, I don't fucking know, but you don't know. You don't know.
To me, and look, I do like that there is a true fear around accountability as it relates to the moral, fucking awful things that are immoral things that are happening around us, right? Like the fact that this assassination would lead to even a moment of regret for some of these giant insurance companies and blah, blah, blah. I love it. I think that's absolutely beautiful.
I don't think regret is the word though.
What do you mean?
I like regret to me feels moral. I don't think they're like morally feeling bad about what they've done.
No. I don't think they regret it in a moral sense, but I do think they regret making the choice that will get them murdered.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where
that's
they're
the only
like,
thing they
all right,
respect,
we took it. That's too far.
Right.
The fact that they would know even for a second that that's too far, I like that they have that feeling. That said, I don't think I'm seeing anything about this Luigi gentleman. And I do call him a gentleman. I'm not seeing anything about him that doesn't feel like he's not going to take it too far. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, I think he nailed that first album, but I think the sophomore album's going to be a little problematic.
Yeah, it's people, you gotta, I think sometimes with a situation like this, because he did something that we all kind of view as good, it's still a crazy thing. He's still a crazy person.
He's a cold-blooded killer.
Like,
And
beautiful.
I don't want to be driving and accidentally crash into him
Yeah.
and get assassinated for it is my point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this to be, I don't need Batman. And this motherfucker is kind of trying to be Batman, and that's crazy.
You're right, too. You don't need Batman. I need legislation. Like, yo, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
We just, like, because that's what happened, right? We skipped the reasonable way to get us out of this.
Dog.
We skipped that. We were like, no. We're not going to change policy. We're not going to hold these people to task. We just got to start killing them. That seems like an answer. Like, the fact that seems like an answer shows you how upside down we already are.
Literally, and I don't mean this to be insensitive. Literally, Luigi was feeling the same thing about murdering that CEO as the nigga that choked out the white dude that choked out that man on the train was feeling about choking out the man on the train. They both thought that they were the most correct in murdering another human being, and only one of them is endearing. Personally,
right.
But that doesn't make it not a crazy person.
Yeah, truly. Okay. What do you think would happen if he wasn't fine?
Oh, that's a good question.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's also like the fine thing is like, it's interesting because it feels like, I think it would be a really simple way to be like, women are pushing this for, you know what I mean? But it's like, men are swayed by attractive men too. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like,
women want to fuck him. Men want to be him. I think Luigi's got it all.
Yeah.
The man is, he's prime, baby. He's fucking thriving.
But what if he was busted?
I don't know that it gets the same reaction if he's ugly. I also don't know that it gets the same reaction if he isn't this cartoonish Italian man. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I don't know if we're going to get to the voicemail because that's also what I wanted to talk to you about specifically. Have you been seeing people have been like, I've seen it on social media since this happened. People are saying, we're finally going to see whether or not Italians are white.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yep.
How do you feel about that?
It's the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I think it's hilarious. I
They're
think
so
it's the
white.
funniest takeaway from all of this.
The fact that they have even been able to slightly trick people into thinking that they're not white is phenomenal. What a
I mean,
skill.
I think there was a time, I just watched It's a Wonderful Life last night while we put the Christmas tree up, and they go so hard on Italians in that movie. They call them lazy garlic eaters.
Buddy, I'm not suggesting that the Italians didn't have a rough go of it at some point in this country. But I am suggesting that if we are gauging whiteness by whether or not white people were mean to you, then there's like 6 of them that are truly white, and the rest of them are just victims too. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not calling no Irish person a colored man. Y'all are the whitest on the planet.
And I think the system of whiteness or the power structure or whatever you want to call it ensures that you really only have to take that beat for a generation, right?
It's a pyramid
and then
scheme,
you can,
baby.
and then you're in.
You can go up the pyramid, but you got a scheme.
Yeah. You just knock out the ones in your family who talk funny, and the rest of them can make their way in this world.
You start spreading some hateful language about your own people, and you vote a little differently, and you can find yourself into a white community. You know what I mean? Like it is possible for y'all. We will never get that.
Here's a question, because we do not get that. And I think that the most conflicted of us are those that you see trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think those people always seem like they want to fucking kill themselves.
Yeah. I think that's because everybody wants them dead.
Yeah.
I think it's literally because the world, it won't stop screaming at them to fucking die. And so they're like, God damn, this is eating at me.
Yeah,
Fuck.
cannot have been worth the price of admission. But I wonder, do you think when when white people do that, like talking about, let's say, a second generation situation or a first generation even, when how conscious is that decision? Do you think they view it as just trying to be like successful, or do they think they understand that like I have to put this to bed so I can fold into what this is?
I think it's both. I think it's not unconscious decision. I don't think that they think when they're doing it, folding in matters as much, because they truly are saying like, well, I'm abandoning that culture and I'm going to be a part of this one in a way that, like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, well, that is bad. I shouldn't be that way because now I'm here and I recognize what it takes to fucking be successful here. So I'm getting rid of all that old goofy shit. And I think that so they're intertwined more than they are like a separate thought. Like I think it's a true, genuine feeling of being like, I want to succeed here. What does that require? Then I will do it. Right.
And I mean, I think that most everybody kind of comes up against that, right?
I think even if you remove
not like across color lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, you remove the racial element of it. I think it is the reason that code switching exists as a concept, right? Like we all employ some version of it in our daily lives, our social lives, all of the things. The person I was in high school is very different than the person I was in college versus the person I am now. And all of that is like an adjusting to a society around me more than it is me just being like, no, I'm this forever. Right. And those people are insane.
Right. Because you also have to allow for growth in some way, right?
Yeah.
Like to be like, at least in my life, some of the worst people I've known are people who are just like, no, it's just how I am. And
like, no, I locked in at 13 and
it's like,
I've been cruising ever since.
Yeah.
Like psychopath. What are you talking about?
That's not what this is for, I don't think.
No. Truly, it's embarrassing. There are people I grew up with that I still feel that off of them of being like, oh man, you haven't worked on this at all. You didn't even take a minute to be like, I could be different than this.
I think working on it is the way to frame it. You know what I mean? I think that when you frame it as like change or whatever, I think people tend to think that, they tend to dismiss that. But if you frame it as, have you worked on this thing to really change it? That I think is probably the best way to look at that.
And I think it circles back to our original conversation that it is extremely terrifying to learn to even approach change as an adult. The literal working on it doesn't even suggest that you will transform as a person. It just suggests like you're keeping that muscle awake. You're like truly figuring out if you can shave a little half second off of that run. And the fact that most of us are so unwilling to even do that is it's the tragedy of humanity.
I think it's also the beauty of humanity that that's possible, right? If you're a lion, you're just a lion forever.
That's
you know
really
what I mean?
nice.
I truly think that's what separates. That's the potential of what we can do. That's why I think we're so special. You know what I mean?
That was so nice.
Yes, nigga.
Wow. Wow, that's cool, man. I'm glad you hit that. That was really nice.
Oh, yeah. Damn. All right.
Well, we were supposed to do a voicemail for this one. I don't know. I think we
did it.
I think somehow we talked about nothing and yet covered all the territory we needed to cover this episode.
The hustle continues.
Never stop that grind, y'all.
Welcome to my masterclass.
Maybe that's part of the problem that maybe that's what we're missing to be more successful is we got to say something inspirational at the end. You know what I mean?
we need to. I think that truly we need to rhyme more.
Rhyme more. Yep.
And I think we need to convince people we can make them better than they are now, and not tell them that they're okay now. We need to be like, you need to come to My Momma Told Me University. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to sell the dream. We're not selling the dream.
I watched so many clips of podcasts of people being like saying maybe some of the most basic shit I've ever heard in my life. And it'll like cycle. It'll go up. Them numbers be going crazy just because one dude's like, you know, for me, a black woman is a queen. And it's like, all right, man. Okay. So maybe we just got to say that. Maybe that's what's missing is like, hey, David, hey. I know we had a lot of laughs today, but I just want to remind you, God first.
Yeah. Also, protect black boys and girls. And squirrels. It's got to rhyme.
Black boys, black girls, and black squirrels.
That's how we run the numbers up. Because this being candid, you can only get rich being relatable for white boys.
You gotta say something inspirational, or you gotta really be nasty to a group of people in a way that
it's usually women. It's usually women. Like if you're looking at podcasts, it's like you just say some real bad shit about women frequently.
Yeah, and then frame it as like, but I'll help you if you would just listen to me. I'll fix everything.
Right.
And you can really scam a lot of people.
It's so funny how the basis of a lot of that rhetoric just boils down to like, you're not as good as me. Mm-hmm. You're not worth what I am. Let me show you how to be. Like listening to that shit was always crazy to me because it's like, everybody's the main character in their story.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
No,
what the fuck are you talking about?
What do you think you're teaching anybody? This is crazy.
Yo, and why would you believe this person who's making money doing this?
Yeah, he could not possibly care about you. He doesn't even know you exist.
And he never will.
He hopes to never have to bump into you.
He would rather not ever talk to you. But that's send him that email and he'll tell other people that you helped him out so he could keep getting that check. Damn, we're doing this all wrong. The more we talk about this, we're fucking it up.
Nah, man, we're bad at podcasting. That's clear. But we're having a great time doing it.
Come on. That's good enough. Just don't be surprised if I go down on some kind of crypto scam. Because I gotta make the dough somewhere, man. You gotta do some evil to get some money.
There's a new coin. It's called Your Man from the Congo coin. I don't know if anybody's heard, but
no, it's actually Black boy girl squirrel coin. I can't even say it.
Boy girl squirrel coin. We fucked up, but tell the people where they can find you.
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. You can stream my special Birth of a Nation with the GBIRTH, an idea that is increasingly becoming apparent to me was not very good. It was hilarious.
It makes me laugh.
It's very funny. SEO and all that shit. It
does make you go, man, he's really counting on people having name recognition with him. That's a big swing.
I really play this whole thing like I'm very popular.
Yeah.
That's the way my whole get down is like, oh no, they'll know how to. They love me so much. It's
know me, David Silent G Bory. First name David, nickname Silent G. It's interchangeable like Jay-Z and Hove.
But maybe it'll work. Patreon.com. Shut up. You gotta be quiet, dog. Patreon.com/David Bory. Go buy my special. It's different jokes than the album, so that's exciting. I'm the only one who's ever done that.
Follow David, do that, and you can follow me at Langston Kerman on all social media platforms. You can watch my special Bad Poetry on Netflix, and you can buy the merch. You can call your family, your friends, tell them about the podcast, make it super popular, watch it all on YouTube, all of that shit. And more importantly, if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us what the fuck this episode was about, send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, and you give us a call. Give us a call if you want to be on a mini episode that we actually accomplish something on. You can call us at 844 Lil Moms. We would love to hear from you, and subscribe, like, do all.
We need to run the numbers up.
Run them numbers up as much as you possibly can. Don't hesitate. The subscription means nothing. It costs you nothing.
It's
but
free.
Boy, does it build our confidence. You know what I mean? Oh, that makes us feel strong, like we've never been before. When you subscribe,
black boys, girls, and squirrels. You just gotta slip it in.
Yeah, so buy the coin and subscribe, and that's it. Bye, bitch.
Motherfucking mini episode. Mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode. Mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode.